The biggest challenge in raising money is that you walk in to see VCs and they tell you all the reasons why your business sucks.
Your product gets examined, people need to take apart the idea, put it together again in front of your eyes. And for a lot of founders and entrepreneurs, that's very difficult to have someone sort of decompose your baby in front of you.
I mean, the reality is most VCs will sort of lie to you, right? We're not doing investments right now, you're not far enough along, blah, blah, blah. They'll come up with 10 different reasons. And that's, you can read that as an entrepreneur. I'm being told the nice way to go away. When what I really want you to do is tell me the truth, right? I want you to tell me the f***ing truth. I want to know exactly why.
How do you see the journey? Because the journey does not end the day you take the money. Actually, journey starts the day you take the money.
Whenever you're bringing an investor into your company or you're hiring somebody, you're putting somebody inside of your boat. And when I see that boat, it's a canoe. It's a very small boat.
There are certain firms and certain partners in firms that approach this as a boss. No bad news is ever allowed. The joke in the Valley is if you take money from that guy, you need a vice president of management of that guy.
I wanted somebody who actually had some courage, right? I didn't want somebody who, when times get hard, they're gonna say, oh, well, I've already written it off. And when times are good, somebody who will actually help you see ahead of the curve and see around corners and know, okay, well, this is how it could go bad.
So many different success stories look like an overnight success. But if you look into the history, there was investors that were there a very long time and were very loyal to those companies as they did that drunken go-to-market walk and that kind of iterative product to figure out what was going to work.
There were some dark days at Splunk before all the success that you see now. We had 6 months worth of money left and that was it. And we were faced with a really difficult decision about how do we operate this company in a way that would get it through a very difficult economic period.
At Snaplogic, we had to make some tough choices. We had to really take a different product approach than we had started with.
We open sourced all the IP we developed. Giving away the IP you just spent millions of dollars developing is a pretty big decision.
We were missing our revenue targets, exceeding our expense targets, running dangerously low on cash, and in a situation where we could really run out of money.
You're working 18 hours a day, you're fog.
You have no distribution network, you have no reputation in the marketplace.
So you have to ask yourself, who's that person you want to be pulling me into a room to have a hard conversation, or vice versa, who's gonna take my call at 11 o'clock at night when I got something I need to work through, and all of a sudden the money doesn't matter that much, right? I'm not sleeping, I'm stressed out, I'm struggling, I need help.
In the moments that things are not going well, which happens to every company, it's going to be a very different experience when you're with some of those bigger VCs than it is when you have an investor like Ignition who has the time and has made it their entire mission to be sure they can focus on all of their companies.
Their mentality is they're actually on the team, talking to me every single week, going through my spreadsheets around who have I talked to, what have been the issues, how do we craft the right message.
They're as happy to listen as they are to speak. That, I think, sets them apart.
They're in there and they love it, and it gives them energy, which gives me energy.
I don't know if we would have gotten funded if it weren't for Ignition's support throughout the fundraising process, even though they didn't lead the round.
Valuation's not the most important factor, and I err on the side of boutique firms. And that's why we're sitting here. I'd do it again.
A lot of folks in the venture capital business are well connected, but less and less of them have this sense of how to build a great company, how to build something that is durable, who really take pleasure in helping someone grow.